Today, I want to talk about traveling with the OP-1.
Freebie.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shout-out goes to Andy Thompson. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. So, a couple of weeks ago, I posted a video talking about how I was on the verge of selling the OP-1, but I just couldn't quite bring myself to do it yet. And in that video, I told you all that I was going to be going on a trip for the end of December, around the Christmas time, holiday season there. And I was going to New Mexico, flying on a plane, and that I, for the first time, was going to be traveling with my OP-1, taking it with me, and trying to come up with a song, trying to actually use it as a portable station kind of on the go. See what I could come up with, and not only that, also figure out if I actually want to sell this, pretty amazing piece of hardware or not. I love, by the way, in the comment section of that original video, so many people were giving me their opinions and whether they would sell it or not, or if they had sold one or not, and just an amazing amount of response on that video. So many people with so many different opinions. I had a great time reading them all and seeing all of your takes on the situation. Let me cut straight to the chase. Well, kind of, because I am still unsure if I am going to sell my OP-1 or not. On the trip, we were pretty busy, and I didn't have a ton of time to use it. However, I still did get a fair amount of usage in. I'd say a couple hours at least. I used it at San Francisco International Airport. I used it on the planes. And I used it a little bit even in New Mexico at Lady Freebeat's family's house. And I think I actually came up with enough different sections to make a full song. Now, everything that I came up with is sort of staggered around and split up into different sections. My idea was that I would make 3 or 4 different sections of a song on the plane, or on the trip, and then when I got home, I'd export those into Ableton via the stem export on the, or via track export of the OP-1, and work on the tracks from there. So let me play you everything that I came up with on this trip, and then we'll continue. Here you go. Okay, so there was the main little groove I came up with, and then I also, in messing around, came up with that little drum fill. And that's actually played in live, which was first try, which is always a pleasant surprise on the OP-1 when you're recording live right onto the tape. Of course, there's no sequencer on the tape. I could have sequenced it, but I wanted the feel of that fill played live. Moving on, let's find the next section. Here we go. Sounds like it might be more of that same pattern. Yep, definitely is. Okay, here's the next section. Okay, kind of a halftime feel against that first pattern that I came up with. Whoop. And here's the next section. All right, here we go. This is probably my favorite thing that I came up with. All right, and I think that's everything. For some reason, my endpoint is a little bit further along on the tape. But yeah, that's everything I came up with on the trip. Like I said, I think the groundwork is certainly there for a full song. Just got to export that stuff and move some sections around, do some copying, pasting, adding some more parts in. That's going to be a whole different video where we attempt to expand and finish this song. But I just want to give a couple thoughts on my experience traveling with the OP-1. First of all, I was a little bit worried about security going through TSA here in the United States, and I didn't have a problem at all. Nobody asked a thing. I didn't even have to take it out of the bag. It was just in the backpack, and yeah, no one said a thing. So that was cool. It felt a lot more powerful outside the studio, sitting in an airport, sitting on the plane, standing outside in New Mexico than it did in the studio. And I think that's, or than it does in the studio. I think that's because right now, if I turn around in my chair, I have an entire computer with Ableton, and I've got a whole bunch of synths and groove boxes right next to me, that I basically can have any sound, whatever I want, just at my fingertips. However, when this is the only thing in front of you, you start to realize just how powerful and what a beast of an instrument and arranger this thing really is. I had no complaints with the ability that I had to create sounds and shape them. I did a little bit of sampling, I believe, and turned that into one of those synths. I don't think I took video of that. That's the thing. I had to be kind of careful about how much video I took because I didn't want to be rude or disrespectful to Lady Freebeat's family, as I was on vacation for them. We were there for them. But I did get some playing in. But yeah, it feels very, very powerful. And I have to say, I really do love the workflow of going into like the drum track, going to the sequencer, and coming up with your pattern in the sequencer. With some of these sequencers, the finger ones specifically, you could have many different sequences across all the keys, then go back to the tape track and lay them all down that way. So you're still dealing with audio, but it is sequenced. So you don't have to worry about the lack of quantization that so many people fear about the OP-1. I really do like that. If anything keeps me from selling it, it's going to be that workflow right there. I do have to say, I kind of yearned for an OP-1 field a little bit on this trip, specifically for the OP-1's ability to have multiple projects going at the same time. On the OP-1 original, you can only have one song. You have one tape, and that's it, where I believe the OP-1 field has up to 10. So there were a couple times when I had different ideas for a different track, and I wish I could have started something new real quick, sketched something out, jotted something down, and then jumped back into this track, the one I had originally started working on. But alas, you cannot do that on the OP-1. However, then I remembered that the OP-1 field cost $2,000, and my want for that quickly went away. So am I going to sell the OP-1? I'm not sure, but I do know that traveling with it was a pretty positive experience, and I really did enjoy it quite a bit. It's got me wanting to do it again soon, and I'm sure that I probably will at least once more before I do make the final decision. Just like I do hope that we finish this track before making the final decision. So I know some people wanted an update as soon as we got back. And by the way, shout out and thoughts to anyone who was affected by all the crazy cancellations in the U.S., all these flight cancellations. Somehow we lucked out and we didn't really get affected by anything. Our worst delay was, I think, an hour and a half, and it didn't affect anything else on our trip. So really thinking about anybody who was stranded at an airport or elsewhere. Pretty rough this holiday season. So I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.